Hi there, back again today. I've actually had a few requests over the last couple of days for a video on grounding. And I'm seeing that there is definitely a need to refocus this away from how we used to do it, where we tied roots into Gaia. You know, we would grow them from our tailbone or our spine, from our feet. We would go all the way down to the center of the earth and then wrap those roots around something, and we would ground into Gaia. And as you know, Gaia is really going through her shift too. So she is in the higher dimensional state of being. If you think about Gaia as a soul, as a being like we are, then you would have to see that she is also going through her ascension process. And, you know, grounding into Gaia is probably not going to be helpful right now because she's also going through her shift and it's very physicalized. So if we're having a very physicalized shift and having difficulty navigating our reality, navigating our way, then we have to understand that Gaia is also experiencing the same thing. So for us to continue an old process of grounding into Gaia like we used to do is just not going to work anymore. And we are supposed to be accessing and moving through the higher timelines now. So as you can see, it definitely does not work. It would not be a good matchup. Okay, so let's talk about this. So I want to share with you a process that I use. First, explain to you why. So as I explained, you know, Gaia is going through her physical ascension and being very uprooted in all that she is. Like, we are also feeling that lower, denser reality of 3D kind of pulling out of our fields, going away. For me, I don't even see it anymore. I'm focused on the higher timelines. I am not focused on 3D. I don't even know what is happening because that's not where my focus is. So in order to do that, I have to be accessing the higher timelines. Now, you've heard me talk about this many, many times in the past through many other videos, and I think I talked about it in my video, the last video that I just did, and that is that everything that we're doing now is really being directed right from the heart center. So that means everything that we're doing. And the reason for this is the heart center, which is the astral plane, is the gateway to all things right now. Okay. It used to be the place that we accessed at dream state to exit our body so our spiritual body could go into dream state and do its spiritual work. And so we would access the astral plane during dream state and do our work and then come back through there in the morning and then come back into our body and be present again when we woke up for what we are believing is our reality in this waking state of being. And you know that to be true because many have felt that out of body experience when you come back into your physical body and you drop in and it's like a thud and it kind of jolts you awake because you kind of had a hard landing back into your physical body. Or, you know, some people have even had sleep paralysis where the physical body wakes up before the spiritual body is back, and the perception is that a demonic presence is holding you down. That is not true. It's just that your spiritual body is not in your physical body yet, and your physical body wakes up before the motor is back, before the brains are back. So technically you're not able to speak, you can't open your eyes, you can't scream, you feel like you're being held down, but that's not really true. It's that your spiritual body is not yet back in your physical body. So Understanding that this is how things work, and this is the operation of the fourth dimensional heart chakra, um, we need to understand that we're no longer wanting to go down into Gaia in a very deep place to put our roots down while she is going through her physicalized ascension process. Okay. And even though a few years back when we went into crystalline light body, we would put our feet maybe, 20 feet below the Earth's surface onto the crystalline light grid, and we would connect in there and then feed that energy back through our body to amplify our crystalline light body. Well, now the process is even more different than that, because what I would do as far as Gaia is concerned is something along the lines of earthing. I would go outside, and if it's convenient for you, take my shoes off, take your shoes off, and go barefoot on Gaia and spend time barefoot on Gaia just to have that connection with Gaia. Because we still need to have that connection, because our bodies belong to Gaia. They're on loan to us from Gaia, because they're part of the organic material of the earth, of Gaia. So I would say, going out, putting your feet on the earth, earthing is a really great way, right? I know they have earthing mats where you lay on the mat. I think it has a grid. Or, honestly, I just go out. If it's a super nice day outside and it's not too wet or damp, I'll go out and just lay my body on the earth. I start on my back, and I'll do like 10 minutes on my back, and then I lay on my stomach. So I'm connecting my heart center through both the front chakras and also the back chakras, just to continue to foster that connection with Gaia. Sometimes when I can't do that and it's too cold to be on the ground, I'll hug a tree. Trees have very magical energy. And I've, something that I never knew, but I recently came into awareness of, is that trees are how the Sasquatch moves about, and is one of the reasons nobody can ever see them is because they kind of teleport from tree to tree to tree. It's like so magical, right? But this is how the trees on the earth support us. They're magical beings, they're magical creatures. So, and they have their roots in Gaia. So hug a tree, do some tree hugging, all right? So that kind of replaces the whole that whole process, that old belief system where we have to root into the earth. That was very 3D. That was a paradigm that, before ascension, for eons and eons, we would just root into the earth and feed Gaia whatever it was that we were needing to let go of, and then Gaia in turn would transmute that energy for us and send us her loving energy, and it would rebalance us. Now, that's not the case anymore, because, as I said earlier, we're all going through this recreation of ourselves, and it's very, very physicalized, okay? So my process for grounding is actually not grounding at all, because we want to be in the higher energies, the higher timelines, the higher chakras. So going back to the heart chakra, the astral plane, the fourth dimension, that is where we want to be, because the heart center, it needs to be open. And the way to open it more through our transcendence into ascension is to activate it by being present in it, being present in heart coherence, heart consciousness, heart centeredness, okay? And when we are focused on the heart center, we go into expansion of the heart center. Now, the heart center has its own mini torus, and when we go into expansion of the heart center, the torus field opens. Then what we can do is then we can bring into our awareness that we're not just wanting to open that mini torus field of the heart center, we're also wanting to expand our regular torus field, that electromagnetic field, whatever you want to call it, that's around us. And so we want to amplify and we want to expand our energy field. Because the more we amplify it, the more we expand it, the more we will feel connected to ourselves as a divine creator. This is where all the magic happens, okay? And I know for some, there is this belief system that if you're only in those higher chakras, in other words, so when we're doing this, we're operating in that fourth dimensional place and then coming up through the ascension column or the tube torus and coming up through that tube torus, through the fifth chakra, the sixth chakra, the seventh chakra, all the way up, okay? And some people are under the impression that if we spend that much time up in these upper chakras, that it's going to create dizziness, it's going to create imbalance, we're going to have vertigo. But I can tell you, that's not true. I'm there all the time. I'm not in my lower chakras. I'm in the higher chakras all the time. And I don't struggle with any of those things. The reason we get the vertigo, the dizziness, the feeling of imbalance, the lightheadedness is because our field, our electromagnetic field, our toroidal torus, is not spinning and connecting to the higher frequencies. So it's spinning slower than the higher frequencies. It's spinning slower than these frequencies, these light codes, these light frequencies coming in to Gaia, coming into our field. So we want to do this process of spinning our field faster, okay? And that feeling of dizziness goes away after a while because you're rebalancing your electromagnetic field, which is really important because we want to match the timelines. We want to match the frequencies so that we can keep moving forward in our process. That is really, really important right now. Okay, so how do we do this? So coming into our heart center, what it requires is that we close our eyes as just as if we were going into meditation. So we close our eyes, we start breathing consciously in and out, connecting to our breath, and we can focus on our breath, breathing in, breathing out. And as soon as we have a rhythm with our breath and we've taken the awareness away from the world around us and we're really focused and our consciousness is no longer in the center of our head, but now in our breath coming down into our heart center, bring that consciousness down through your breath, breathing in through the heart center, out through the heart center, and breathing in and out of the heart center. You're going to stabilize into the heart center. And then once you feel yourself fully fill up that heart cup, the cup that is your heart, and overflow it with your consciousness, you're going to let it spill all throughout your lower chakras. And you will feel that, you will feel it, you'll feel it in your thighs first, and it goes all the way down your legs. You will feel when that happens, so keep practicing that. And then when you do that, you will actually feel that shift within you. You will feel the shift within you. Then what we want to do is once we've felt that shift and we feel anchored and rooted in the heart center, then we want to take that consciousness that's there and we want to bring it up through the throat chakra, the fifth chakra, the third eye, sixth chakra, the seventh chakra, crown chakra, and go up. And the reason we want to do it there is because when we do that, we're doing it the right way. And then we hit that seventh chakra, the crown chakra, and we go into expansion and connection, right? So that seventh chakra is all about expansion, connection, okay? So it's very, very important for us to do it that way. And then being in the tube torus or the ascension column, we are then able to access the higher dimensions that are available to us right now, which would be 5D through 9D. Okay, that's available to all of us right now. So we want to be in those higher state of consciousness. We want to release that lower frequency. We don't want to stay in the lower chakras anymore. That's just not where we want to be. If we're constantly doing that and bringing ourselves down into lower chakras, over time, we're going to create some kind of illness there. So we don't want to do that. Okay. We want to make sure that we're grounding into the higher frequencies. It's very important. So all the work is coming from the heart chakra. We're in heart coherence right now, which is very important. We want to be centered in the heart, focused in the heart. And for those of you that are having any kind of difficulty with anxiety and depression, anxiety, you've heard me say this 1,000 times if you've watched my videos, is when your thoughts are all the way out in the future and your emotional body just can't keep up. Your thoughts are electric. They're like a spark, like a sprinter running all the way out, super, super fast. And the emotions are very heavy and dense and magnetic. They want to catch those thoughts, but they're like a sumo wrestler that can't run as fast as a sprinter. So that creates that imbalance, that anxiety, right? And for many, the anxiety is your body desiring or needing to increase its light frequency. So just bear that in mind. Now, depression happens when we are rooted into a belief system that we've become attached to, and it's become, an addiction for us to feel certain feelings, right? How many times do you put on music just to feel a certain way? You want to feel the pain of that song because you're missing somebody and that song is making you feel pain. Don't do that. Okay, we don't want to do that because we don't want to go back down into those lower dimensions. Now we have to be super conscious of everything that we're doing, because it's either taking us back into 3D where we do not want to be. We do not want to access any of that, look at that, or pay attention to it. Or if we're conscious of our thoughts, our words and our actions, we're going to end up in the 5D state of being, and everything is going to be in flow. It's going to be easier, right? I'm in the higher dimensions 24/7. I don't have a bad day. I don't have any dizziness or anything like that. That is it's a myth. It doesn't happen. You only have the dizziness and the imbalance issues, the vertigo, the nausea, when your field isn't spinning fast enough, when you're not in your alignment and your field is trying to play catch up, but you're in resistance to the catch up that your field is trying to play. Then it's letting you know, hey, let go so that I can catch up to the frequency on the earth, because we're not in alignment right now. The frequency has risen and we have to rise with it. Okay, that's really important. Another thing that you can do to assist and support your process if you are feeling the lightheaded and dizziness is to sit down. Get yourself extremely present, and by doing that, we want to close our eyes, start our breathing, focus on the breathing, and then drop our consciousness into our heart center. The minute we do that and we feel our consciousness fill up the rest of our body, then we're actually present in our present moment. This is how we get to present moment, okay? And once we do that, then everything else disappears, it drops away, and it's easier for us to then maintain a present moment state of being. This is where we need to be. Everything happens in that now moment, okay? We are in heart coherence. We are in the embodiment stage of ascension, which means that the higher self and the lower self are merging. It's going to be very, very important for you to pay attention to your process. This is the way we're grounding now. If you are having any difficulty, set your intention, go into your present moment state of being, go into your heart center as I just described. And as you set your intention for whatever it is that you're needing to shift, I want you to get your journal and a pen or a pencil and write, because in that moment, you've activated a frequency that's going to let you light ground your intentions through writing. This is not journaling. This is where we're holding our intention and writing it on the paper, okay? That is really, really important. So I think that's pretty much all I had for today. Hopefully you found this information helpful or interesting in some way. If you know somebody that's struggling, please share this video. It is our divine purpose as creator beings to share with each other. That's why I make a lot of free content available to you, delivering, you know, higher level content as often as I can through these YouTube videos. If you find that you are resonating with this and you would like more in-depth connection with me, you can always go to my website and either book a one-on-one session, or you can sign up for my classes. My classes are hugely fun. We have such a great time, awesome people connecting, and I help you break down programs and whatever else that you're dealing with so that you can shift and be in your highest timeline. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, so I think that's it. To those of you that have just joined my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really gets me motivated every time I see a new subscriber, because I'm really not tuned in or plugged into anything else. I try not to you know, watch other videos and listen to other people, so I could stay in the work and be in the highest timeline to bring the information through in the best way possible. So, you know, I apologize to those who may be wanting me to tune in other places. I just can't do that, so that this way I could stay on that higher timeline and bring that through for you. And those of you that have been with me, that are continuing to support my work, so much gratitude and appreciation and love for you. Thank you so much. I love all of you. I hope that you have a wonderful, whatever it is that you're doing. I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you have a comment or a question, please drop it in the comments below. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified of the next video that comes out. And let's see, if you give me a thumbs up, it bumps me up in the algorithms. This way other people can see these videos and have access to these videos. And that's it. Just know that I love you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.